How many diets recommend cutting out fat? Problem is, not all fat is bad. In fact, some fatty foods are crucial to you staying healthy.
Bryce, let's start with the latest science around saturated fats. Forever we thought they were bad. Maybe not, that's not the case.
They're not. In fact, there's neutrality, which means they don't contribute to heart disease as we once thought. And so these are saturated fats or oils essentially that solidify at room temperature, or the gristle on your steak that we all love the taste so much of. Now, I want to be clear here. I don't want you eating a lot more saturated fats. It's really best to stick to olive oil. I love palm fruit oil. Give that a try, the red palm fruit oil. Avocado oil. These are all wonderful for our body. But stay away from rancid oil. So if that doesn't taste good to you, it's probably denatured, or hydrogenated oils, worst kind of all.
What do they do to the body?
Well, you know what? They can contribute to inflammation. We're learning more and more about this being the underlying cause of all disease. But these oils, as opposed to the saturated fats, these do contribute to heart disease because of that inflammatory connection. They do predispose us to cognitive decline, things like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. And they do contribute to diabetes and obesity, and really the list goes on.
For years you would see fat-free diets, but in fact, there is some good fat too.
Not only is it good, it's imperative. For example, for IQ, memory retention, I mentioned reversing or even preventing cognitive decline. I mean, we're fatheads, which means we contain a lot of fat in our brains. It's primarily fat. We want more fat, good fat, to fuel that, right? So eating fat, in fact, every single cell in your body is held together by a membrane. And that membrane is made of 100% fat. And that fat is imperative to resupply with the good stuff only. And here's the deal. Sometimes it's not only achievable through your diet. You may have to supplement. So supplementing on top of a good diet with fish oil as an example. Essential fatty acids, we need this EPA and DHA, which are omega-3s, to supply every single membrane in your cell as well as our brains and thwart disease.
Supplements aside, what is good fat in terms of food?
Well, you know, there's a lot of good fats, and I love, nuts, for example. I'm a fan of walnuts. Walnuts look like little mini brains. So remember, if you want to improve your memory and brain function, think of walnuts. No more than a handful a day, though. And then bring those oils into your diet. Try coconut oil, try avocado oil, and stick to those, and don't cook them beyond their smoke point.
But of course, there is one caveat, and that is too much of a good thing isn't good for you.
That's true, and that's true with everything. So, here in this case, we don't want to over-supplement. So the best way to know whether you need more or less, because the science is clear, having less than 4% in your cell membrane, and you run the risk of cardiovascular disease. However, having higher than 8% within your blood cells, and your risk of cardiovascular disease across the board reduces by as much as 90%. So there's a test for that, a simple little blood prick test to know your omega-3 levels. Do it today, and you're on your way.
For more information about your optimal health and getting tested, log on to myhealthreport.ca.